What's going on, Wastelanders? Draco Invictus here with part, what, 4? 5? Part 4 to the Coastal Cottage Let's Build. And we're picking up right where we left off at the end of part 3. We just put the bar in here on the open veranda. And now we're going to work on putting in another vendor stall in the other side. And, so yeah, now that we figured out the rug glitch, and we know where the sweet spot is, we'll be able to drop this thing on there pretty quickly and get that thing picked up. And I should have gone with 2 rugs the first time. I should have known better, but that's alright. Now that I got it on there, I can easily set it on the other rug and get that thing dropped into place. This thing's coming along rather nicely. Got to make sure it's nice and centered. Our depth is good. Then we'll go ahead and take out the rugs and let it drop down a little bit. Looks like it's been built into place. Perfect. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do up there, and I realized there's stuff up there. No wonder I couldn't put that floor up there. Why would they put a bed frame up there? There was all kinds of stuff up there to gather up. So if you're in the area, make sure to check that out. You can scrap a few more things. Now I'm going to futz around with this flooring up here, and I will fall several times. But you guys know that about me already. I'm a faller. I'm just falling out. Oh, sorry, that was a bad joke. Okay, I'll stop. Alright, anyway, yeah, I'm going to sit here and over the next couple of minutes try and squeeze these things in. Originally I was thinking I was going to put walls and roofs and all that stuff, and ultimately I think I just went with a nice flat area, put some railing on it, and call it the VIP deck. Now I'm trying to keep these videos under 25-30 minutes. I don't want to drag them on too long for you guys. So the segment that I had recorded, I'm actually breaking up into 2 different Let's Builds because it was just too much information. So, yeah, as you can see, okay, the regular shack floor, oh, fall again. Regular shack floor wasn't doing it for me, so I'd try it with the upper shack floor, and I'm going to have issues with that as well. So I will... You guys get to watch me fail. That's okay. We learn from our failures. At least I do. So, yeah, I didn't know what else to do with this building because the way the broken walls are on this upper floor, it makes it hard to put any roofs or any walls. And there's certainly a lot of holes because I keep falling through them. I don't know why I kept building out like that, because I knew that I didn't want to build over that open hole because I wasn't going to be able to support it properly. I'll get it figured out though. Don't worry. See, I was trying to squeeze in the walls. Okay, move it a little bit. And because that little section at the top of that wall kind of jutted out, it kind of blocked me from doing anything there. So now I'm going to try and glitch a wall into place. Yeah, with all this scrap and stuff that I can't scrap sitting on the floor, makes it kind of hard to do. Keeps dropping and picking and oh man. But it's all about trial and error. See what works, see what doesn't work. Put 50 other kinds of floors there, and that's the one that would snap into place. I know. And then I couldn't get anything else to snap there, and I was trying to ease it in, doing the stare down at my feet thing. Nah, I just wasn't having it. Alright, cool, we're moving somewhere now. Okay, throw up some rails. Trying to get that long one to work, but no, I had to go with a shorty. It's alright. So yeah, I figured, with the bar right here, I could put some more chairs up there, and it'd be like a little VIP area. And since I can't use console commands like, some of the other YouTubers out there, there's not a whole lot that I could do with that hole down there. So, I mean, man, I saw one guy made like a whole bunker down there. He had like a vault inside of his vault, and it was crazy. But, yeah, I'm just on an Xbox One. I'll eventually get this all dialed in, and it's a shame that that's a cool little hole down there, but I just couldn't get it to work. So we'll cover it over it the best we can. Realize my floor's got to go up a little bit more. Isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Sometimes that's what I feel like I'm doing. It's like, oh, look at that. Now we could go with just a basic wall there. I tried squeezing that thing in, but with a dead body and all kinds of debris and all kinds of stuff all over the floor, that's not going to fit. But hey, I got that to fit in there. Gives me a little bit of extra space underneath that second floor there. I'm going to end up making this a little generator room. The fact that I can do that at all, squeeze that in, and that it fit perfectly. I mean, everything just kind of clicked together once this thing started going in. I'm like, alright, now I got a nice little room here. Throw some roofs up on it. And I actually went with that pitched roof there because it has a little bit of gap, and I was figuring if I'm going to make this my electrical room, I could probably shoot a cable up through that gap without having to glitch a cable through the ceiling or something like that. And I'm contemplating what I'm going to do over these containers that I can't get rid of. And of course this will change up a few times because, I'm between that barn, and I thought, oh, that'll work. No, I can't put up walls. This really worked out pretty much how I saw it working out, in the regards that I knew that most of my buildings were going to have to be elevated off the ground just because the slope to this hill is so drastic. You have to go with a elevated buildings. Oh, and by the way, for those that were paying attention back in the previous video with that mirelurk queen, I did go track her down. In between videos, of course. I couldn't let her live. She brought a bunch of her friends with her. I had Piper. If you guys, if there's another... I'm trying to avoid doing Let's Builds on settlements that have had a ton of Let's Builds done on them. Because for me, as a YouTube consumer, I try and find things that, that I haven't seen before. So I actually looked, and there weren't a whole lot of videos on the coastal cottage. So that's why I picked it to be my first Let's Build. But if you guys know of another settlement that hasn't been getting a whole lot of YouTube love, let me know, and let me know in the comments below, and I will get that. I'll take a look at it and see what I can do. I don't know why that thing wouldn't. I mean, it just would not turn green for me whatsoever. Trusty old rug glitch. Of course, you gotta get that sweet spot. There it is. Problem is, working on a hill, sometimes that sweet spot isn't necessarily where you want to grab it. So I'll mess around with this, but I got the angle right, so at least I could lay it in. Now I'm trying to align the posts on the junk fence with the piers, so it all looks like a solid build. Ends up turning out really cool. Once I get that first one into place, alright, now we're getting there. We're starting to cook with gas here. Yeah, if you guys enjoy my videos, I mean, I'm not getting a whole lot of comments. I'm getting some views, but not a whole lot of comments. So, if you like something, don't like something, want me to do something better, well, not that you want me to do it worse, but if you'd like to see something different, certainly let me know, and I'm way open to suggestions. I've gotten some great suggestions from some of my subs and guys that have viewed it. And I say guys because, well, Google Analytics actually says that it's 100% males that have watched my videos. Are girls not playing Fallout 4? That makes me sad. I would hope that there's enough in the game that females would find it appealing and play it. I don't know. I've never really thought about the, you know, who plays. Obviously, you know, males play more video games, I would think, than females do. Just in general. I know quite a few female gamers, and most of them could kick my ass in a first-person shooter. But, that's, well, then again, that's not saying much. I'm not a big first-person shooter kind of guy, just because, well, I enjoy it, but my reactive skill isn't the best. It leaves something to be desired. Love me some RPGs, though. There are many other IPs that I enjoy playing in the RPG genre. Alright, so we're going to start getting this building put together. Be careful if you set those junk fences. I pulled that floor and then realized that I had already put the junk fence in front of it, and I was worried that it wasn't going to pop back into place, but this one did. There's another one that I was not so lucky at, and I ended up having to go move the junk fences and do the whole thing over again. So, let my mistake be a good learning tool for you, a good reminder that if you're going to do things, do them in the right order so that you don't have to keep going back like I do and redoing stuff. And luckily I was able to squeeze in right next to the garage, and I didn't even have to work at it too hard. I got the angle right the first time. That's a rarity. I like the idea of using the doorways as windows when you put the railing on there. I threw that wall with roof in there and then realized that everyone would hit their head when they walked underneath it, so I pulled that back out. And of course I had an epiphany after I put the rail on that one door. I thought, ooh, this will be another bridge point. Because once we get everything sealed in here, I've made it kind of difficult to get through the settlement. But that's kind of what I wanted. Because I don't have a gate, I'm not putting... I mean, I'm going to ultimately probably put a couple guard posts up front. But I don't have a whole lot to slow down raiders or super mutants, other than the fact that they have to get through the entire settlement. When I was working over at Finch Farm, I did something. I had a gate there, but I used the wire fence to create a queue line. When they walked in the gate, they had to go through this stupid queue line. And, of course, I had turrets all over the place that were just able to pick them off. I got called to a defense over there, and I just stood there and watched my turrets pick them off as these guys are trying to wind their way through all the wire fencing. And here I'm building like a little porch off of this building. And then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here in a minute. I do a lot of, not repetitive actions, but I certainly go back a few times, you know, like here. You know, I'm trying to get this bridge just right so that it looks like it's supporting it, and gotta flip it around because then it won't sink far enough, and I keep having to take these little sections of floor out. And I may actually end up going back and making that part bigger. Now that I'm watching this, I may make that right outside the door there, make it too wide, because I think that the door is going to, when it swings, because it swings out, there may be some minor issues there with getting around the door. You'd have to close it as you walked out to get around it, because the doors always swing to the right as you're walking out of them, which would put it blocking the path. So now that I see that, I think that I will fix that at a later time. And it's getting dark here, so I guess we're gonna make a jump. There we go. I love the fact that I have all these rocks here on this edge, so I don't have to put walls there, so we can actually, like, enjoy the view. Or I could, you know, park on a seat there and wait for that mirelurk queen to come walking past again and just start taking shots at her. Yeah, see here I'm extending this out. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I like how the bridges all snap to themselves on the end, so that's kind of cool. See, by moving that out, the stairs actually sunk into the ground just a little bit so that I can see that the pathfinding for the AI is going to be a whole lot better. Now that I got that all laid out, I'm going to come back over here, get some roofs up on it, and start getting it buttoned up. This whole area that back there is, I think that's going to be like my little farming area in that back corner. So I got to get that protected. Yeah, this is where I started hearing a cow or a Brahmin. I was like, whoa, where'd he come from? He just like appeared right there. I heard him, but I didn't see him, and then all of a sudden he just showed up. Of course, he shows up exactly where I'm wanting to put this wall. So I'll show you another tip for moving Brahmin, or anything rather. Drop a turret, place it, then pick it up again, and you can use it to push them, and they'll go right out of the way. So I'm going to stab at that Brahmin. Okay, the provisioners get down there. Now I can put this wall in place. And thanks again to No Respawns for that. He's the one that actually showed me that trick. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Starting to come together, starting to look fortified. And this is the last section for this video. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the junk fences along the base of these shack foundation piers, and get that whole thing buttoned up. And then I will be back with part 5 of the Let's Build after that. See here, and I forgot to put the caps on those shack wall with roofs. So I know ultimately I'm going to have to go back, remove those walls that I already placed there, and get that fixed. So yeah, now I'm trying to figure out how many walls I'm going to need. Okay, I'll drop 4 or 5. Okay, 4 is pretty much all the space I have right there right now. But we'll get these put together in short order. Now, be careful when you know that you're going to be building above a junk fence, that the height isn't going to interfere with the flooring above. You'll see I actually demonstrate this point unintentionally, of course, in just a few minutes. Where I put a wall, and then it's right where that bridge is that connects these two buildings, and the piece of fence is sticking up right in the middle of the walkway. I don't know if it'll screw up the AI pathfinding or not for all the settlers, but I would rather not have to deal with that, since we know that you're going to have to go from one building to get to the other, not just for that, but to get to the rest of the settlement. I definitely want to make sure that the AI pathfinding is working properly. And this is the piece of fence right there that I'm going to put up, and it's not going to be right. Well, it fits. It works perfect, but it ends up poking up right in between the bridge section up there. See, and I tried going with that long one again, but it won't fit. See, I even look at it, move it out of the way, but I didn't move it out of the way to fix the AI pathfinding problem. I moved it out of the way so I could get the rail up there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll notice again here in just a second. Yeah, now I notice it. Okay. Delete that, put in a new one. Alright, Wastelanders, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to finish dropping this in, and then I am out of here. Until next time, this is Draco Invictus saying, see ya!